I don't freaking know. Go ahead
No
and ask
way.
him. What were we talking about just before this started?
Your computer fan's so loud. It sounds like it's going to take off.
It sounds like it's launching.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
don't know.
good sign.
It's an Omen PC.
It's an Omen PC.
Sounds real loud.
Yeah, it's definitely yeah, that would be really good for me if my computer died.
Maybe
It'd
it's
be really good.
maybe it's become sentient. It's coming to life.
And it's like hey Elise. How's it
You
going?
don't have to say hi to me and greet me. We live together.
Hi,
We see
Elise.
each other all day long.
But it's like how Fred Rogers like comes home back to his place and he's like,
Says,
hi
hey,
everybody.
Says hello to the puppets.
He's like, well, he never really sees the puppets,
What?
right? He doesn't ever.
I
There's
don't
I
know.
think maybe one episode where he goes into that place,
I thought he talks to those puppets all the time.
but he talks to everyone, and they're clearly the people that are living in his home, right? He comes home, he goes, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
I always thought it was strange that like he comes home and then he like changes and he does all this stuff and feeds his fish and then he changes and he's like, all right, see you guys. And I'm like, is he going back to work?
He's got his night job.
And I was like, that seems crazy to me. But then I realized that like it's a half an hour show. Like if he had an hour long lunch, takes him 15 minutes to get back to the
yeah.
house. 15 minutes to do all his stuff, feed his fish, imagine for a little bit,
Imagine for a bit.
and then 15 minutes to walk back.
How much time would you say in your day you spend imagining?
Probably not as much as I should, because I fully admit I spend way too much time on my phone.
Yeah, I think that's everybody. at a
I
certain point.
don't interact, like I'm a social media observer, which is like I don't feel like I make many posts, certainly not as many posts as other people make, but I scroll a lot. I like consuming stuff, and so.
I do a lot of imagining if I'm trying to fall asleep. I'll try to just be imagining things to help my brain kind of drift off. And one of the things I recently was imagining was like this old decrepit frog man. And I was just lying in bed. It's about 3 a.m. and I thought, what about this old decrepit frog man who's come back to his little hollow and I was like, what's his story? And then I eventually fell asleep.
I think that's fine. I just say I would also say I imagine a lot in the shower. My showers are almost entirely imagination.
What are you imagining in the shower, James?
Honestly, lots of stand-up routine scripts, like stuff like creative.
Sounds hot.
I've thought for a long time I wish that I could like have like a pen and paper or like a dictation
You could.
machine
100%.
in the shower.
Just have your phone off to the side and then be talking and recording
No,
it.
it would never work.
Yeah,
It would
I'm
never
sure
work.
there's
It's
gotta
something
be...
about being in it and just being like hollow that it like allows lots of stuff.
Yeah, there's got to be a shower dictation device. There has to
Why would it be a
exist.
shower dictation?
It's waterproof.
Oh, I see.
Like something that you can have in the shower with you.
But I think it's something about like the isolation and then the sound. Like I've never done sensory deprivation tank, but I'm pretty sure I would love it. But it spirals, and then also like you, when I'm going to bed, I imagine a lot. But I have found out that that's not good. It's actually harder to fall asleep when you do that because it allows your brain to find threads to keep it occupied for the next thing. Where the technique to go to sleep is to try and find disjointed, non-related thoughts that you can throw at your brain, and then it'll just shut down.
I see. Let's go back to
The
the
beginning.
recording device in the shower for a
Okay.
second here, because there's a post in the Quantified Self subreddit from a year ago looking for a shower-proof noise-canceling mic for 24/7 life transcription. Is there a shower-friendly noise-canceling microphone out there that can accurately capture my speech while I'm in the shower? I have this project where I want to transcribe everything I say 24/7. I want to analyze my speech patterns, word choices, emotions, and more. I want to quantify myself through my voice.
Real quick, Pigeon Studios is here. Pigeon Studios, correct me if I'm wrong, but Pigeon Studios, I believe, did the Pancake song,
Oh!
right? Is that right? Pigeon Studios, correct me if I'm wrong. You did the a song that is often hummed by Elise and I in our everyday life. So they want to record everything they say all the time.
Shower recording device. I don't want to Google this because it sounds wrong.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're secretly trying to record
just don't
people
type
in the shower.
cam.
Shower microphone.
It is. See, I remember Pigeon Studios.
What an amazing edit. It was incredible.
Great.
I
they
go
did
back
other
and
songs
I
too.
watch it,
Yeah.
every once in a while, and
Yeah.
it makes me happy.
Yeah.
What about a boom guy?
I got a man.
Yeah, what if you just
making
hired a boom
pancakes.
guy to be in the bathroom with you while you shower?
That might.
Maybe we'll have some volunteers.
I feel like if that's the case, I'll mostly like have thoughts on boom guy more than anything else.
Maybe you'll write something about boom guy.
Yeah. But I do a lot of stuff. Something else that I do, which I don't know if it counts as imagination, but I do a lot of debate prep, argument prep. Like it's a complete waste of mental energy.
That's not uncommon for people just to play out on like not real
theoretical
arguments.
Yeah. I do that a lot. Like I'll just be somewhere I'll be like in the shower and I'll be like, if I was leaving the grocery store and I was pushing my cart and someone backed up with their car really quick, not paying attention, hit the cart, then got out and was angry at me for bumping their car with a cart, how would I react?
Yeah, I think this is actually the behavior you're describing is tied to anxiety and a lot of people who suffer from OCD. That is something that they tend to do. These kind of premeditated conversations of the if then and what if I got into this situation. But I think it's not uncommon to just be doing.
Just want to shout out Jen real quick.
Yeah,
Pigeon
Jen.
Studios.
You're the woman, Jen.
I guess I don't feel too much anxiety from it. I could see how it could spiral into something that's anxiety inducing, but I feel like for me, it's more like I like the idea of being emotionally prepared for situations.
Which is part of
so that way I don't react stupidly or whatever.
That's like an anxiety and also OCD thing.
But it could be a genius thing too, right?
Cashbone says get diagnosed, James. I think it's something I see in the chat a lot is people
I don't think anyone's ever thought this guy needs to get diagnosed. They go, that guy, he's got it all together.
Anthony Bourdain once said, there's a guy in my head and all he wants to do is lay in bed all day long, smoke pot, and watch old movies and cartoons. My life is a series of stratagems to avoid and outwit that guy. Who is that guy for you and what do you do to avoid him?
It's like a two-part question, so I'll answer the first part. Mine is not necessarily too dissimilar from Anthony Bourdain's, who is someone who avoids the stress that comes with achievement.
It's part of being a home man.
But someone who actively avoids the stress that comes with fighting for achievements, right? Like I think achieving things requires work, it requires effort. Who avoids that, loves routine, and if something comes up that messes up that routine, it's like I don't want to have to deal with it at all. But also is like grateful for just existing in the moment. And then to the second part of the question, I don't necessarily try and stifle that person. Because I don't necessarily think I would be happier if I was rising and grinding.
Yeah.
Don't tell Patrick. But I don't think that if I was the kind of person who was a rise and grinder, who most people that say rise and grind don't rise and grind, just to clarify. They sell you on something.
A system.
They sell you on a
concept.
concept.
It's usually a 6 to 8 part system.
Yeah, of a rise and grind, while they take your money and then they just do what I'm describing.
So what would you say is your version, your rise and grind? Like, is it you roll and like flail?
My rise and grind is routine. Genuine, real talk, babe. Hey, real talk. Mine's routine. The more I can get my life into a system where it's like it's not a motivate yourself to do it, it's more of a this is just what happens now at this part of the day, or like exercise. Like exercise ain't no thing for me. Training ain't no thing for me.
You're a dump and pump. You get up, You should.
I wish I could.
And
Yeah.
then you work
I
out.
wish. Yeah, I wish I could. But yeah, and the older I get, that kind of happens too. There's definitely still things that I want to do and things, but most of my aspirations come from finding a way to live in this world doing the things that I love.
But that does require hard work.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. That's that whole question mark at the beginning requires work, unfortunately. But when I was younger, I was like, oh, I want to like achieve all these things. I want to do all these things. If those opportunities did come up, that would be excellent. But part of it is like, well, there's things that I love doing. And I'd like to spend more time doing things that I love doing than fighting miserably to achieve things.
Which is a privileged perspective to have.
Well, yeah, but you still have to do it. You still have to try.
Yeah. Wait, I thought you were saying that you don't want to try.
No, I mean, I said I've changed my expectations for how much of myself I'm going to sacrifice in pursuit of those things. Mm-hmm. So
the beast you're trying to keep at bay is you watching movies and getting high, and then working out.
Yeah, I don't think I would watch movies and get high that much. I think it's like more of an event that I wouldn't. I can never imagine myself being the kind of like stoner person who's like every single day I'm smoking weed or I'm taking gummies or whatever every single day, all of my life, every single day, because I like being coherent and conscious, which is what it's like. If you spend every day on vacation, then vacations don't matter anymore. I still like going on vacation.
I see.
Do you understand?
I see. That seems antithetical to the home man mantra, but
I think maybe you just don't understand home man. I think that's what it boils down to. What about you? What are you keeping at bay? What dragon are you fighting?
Me, I think I have an unhealthy relationship with productivity where I feel like I always need to be productive. And I like the satisfaction of accomplishing things and working on things and doing things. And I have a lot of goals I want to achieve. And so, but the things that I love doing, if I was just going to be let the monster unleash and be just this lazy sludge kind of,
Mm-hmm.
I think definitely I can, some days I feel like I could just sit glued to a couch and binge anything. I love being outside. I love whether I'm rollerblading or whether I'm rollerblading or I'm biking or I'm kicking a soccer ball around or I'm running or I'm at the beach or I'm
catching a tennis ball in your mouth.
Any activity, hiking. I love taking my dog. Like, I just love when the weather's beautiful. I love being outside. And there are some times where I'm like, man, I would just love to be outside.
Hold on. Hate Song says Multiverse Elise is a gooner.
I just love being outside, but I have to stay inside and I need to work on stuff. That's like the compromise that I have to make is like, well, I could spend this whole day outside doing activities, but I have to be inside and spend some time working on stuff.
I see how productive you are. I think you could cut 25% out of your productivity to spend more time having fun outside, and I don't think you would notice it that much.
Yeah, I
don't think it would
want to
set
do
back
so
your
many
life.
things,
Yeah.
I also do a lot of things that maybe aren't necessarily productive to my personal productivity, but it's still essentially like work. Bree says Elise is like a 12-year-old child or an active dog.
Well, don't jump down, Elise, because we were literally going somewhere the other day, and what did I say to you? I said that like if we were rich and I never had to work again, I'd love to fill my week with activities
like
that are essentially like
going to a dojo 3 nights a week.
I'd be like, Monday night is my bow staff class, Tuesday is pro wrestling, Wednesday is guitar and piano lessons, Thursday is swim class. Like, I'd basically be like the child of a tiger mom, but voluntarily.
Every super chat puts James closer to his dream of spending 4 nights a week at a dojo.
I will tell you this. I was walking our dog this morning. And there was a table out near us. In like an open area. And I don't know that it was like to drive up interest of people around, but it was for a swim school.
Yeah.
And I was like, swim school?
You know how to swim.
I was like...
It's for children, and you know how to swim.
I was like, I wonder... I know how to not drown, but I don't think I'm a particularly good swimmer.
Really?
I don't think so.
I love to, in the summer, that's another thing. You know me in the summer, we're fortunate that where we live, we have access to pools. And
Gymnastics class.
I love to be out there swimming laps.
Yeah,
I could do it for 30 minutes,
but you
30,
actually,
40 minutes.
I feel like, well, I guess you don't normally do like this.
I will do side stroke. I will
Yeah.
do breaststroke. I'm trying to keep my hair dry.
Yeah,
So
you don't like put the
I
thing
would
up,
be
but-
in there like a fish.
But
if
I don't-
wasn't
I'm-
thinking about that.
I'm not good. Like when I see people swimming, I'm like, how are they
You gotta
doing?
pierce.
How are they
pierce the
doing
water.
that? And I was like, maybe I sign up for some swim classes. Lucky for you, who can't afford those swim classes? They have adult.
Oh, really?
And I can.
How much
I
is
could.
it?
I don't know anyone that can afford these things.
How expensive is it?
It was like $250 a month.
Oh.
And then it had an asterisk, and it said, it depends on how many times a week you come. And I was like, can I get like 4? Can I get 4 classes? And then there was another one that was like, oh, well, it's not swim classes. They don't teach you how to swim, but it's adult swim.
You could just work on improving your swimming in the pools that we have
I've
access
tried.
to.
I watch YouTube videos. I don't get any better. I
Well,
do the
I'll
thing
help
where
you.
I hold on to the side and I go like that.
I'll help you.
And I go, but I can't get the breathing right, and I sink.
Yeah, it is a coordinated
And so
how you're breathing.
So, like, I just can't do it. So I was like, oh, maybe. But, again, so then they had other ones that were like, okay, these are not classes. These don't teach you how to swim. But it's swim training for, like, novice swimmers. Let me finish my story before you get lost.
Go on.
I know you're not listening, but this is for them.
Go on.
And then it was like, oh, for, like, $70 a month, you can just come to their boot camp, their swim boot camp.
Sure.
It's where they just put you into swim drills and stuff like that, presuming you know how to swim, which I don't. 5:30 to 6:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Do I look like an idiot?
I was looking during the winter at, because, I like to swim laps in the summer. I thought maybe I could go to the Y in the winter, the Young Men's Club, and I could swim some laps.
Uh-huh.
But the open swim hours were like 7 a.m. I'm like, I ain't going to be there at 7 a.m. in these frigid 60-degree
5:30.
LA temperatures.
5:30.
Remember last summer we were in Kyle Neswald's 90-degree swimming pool, and I was just floating for hours looking at the stars.
I remember how I went around the edge and I was like, hold the tube there. I'm going to try and jump through the center of it. I remember.
Yeah, it was great.
That was very nice. I'd spend a lot more time in water, for sure, if I didn't have to make any money.
Ryan's partner Katie said I can play badminton in her backyard, and that's not a euphemism. So
Yeah.
I love activities. So yeah, I think
Capoeira.
that's what I put at bay. Trying to. Oh, Jerry's here. Hey, Jerry.
I don't understand these people that are super rich, and they do all this manipulation of the world. They're manipulating
Oh,
the
they could be
world and
swimming.
doing stuff. I'm
Yeah.
like, you could just do a bow staff class.
Yeah,
Bow staff on
100%.
Monday, capoeira on Friday. Like, what are you doing? If you could afford to do that, just do the capoeira class.
Charlie Walker says you two make me dumb smile at my phone.
I did do gymnastics. I signed up for an
Yeah, you
adult
did.
gymnastics class because you could buy a bulk of classes, and a friend of ours did it with me. We both bought the classes, and we would go, not necessarily every single week, but when we could. And it was, it's not cheap. Those gymnastics require pretty large facilities, and I kind of understand there's a liability, so they have to maybe charge a certain amount. Had a great time. Learned how to do a standing back tuck at 39 years old, and I was like, if money was no object, I'd be here every week. I'd be here every week. I'd maybe be here 2 times a week if money was no object. If these classes weren't so expensive, that's what you do.
Yeah.
You don't do machinations, political bullshit.
You just do the back tuck.
Do the bow staff. How much is a bow staff class? Here, you talk. I'm gonna look up bow staff classes.
Brian S says, I feel like James would love rock climbing. Well, Brian, you might think so. The problem with that, I'll explain as James. Oh, see, he's looking at. James he's top heavy because he's broad shouldered. He's muscular. I shoot up the rock wall like a little squirrel.
It's disgusting.
Because I'm small and I'm light and I just. So we actually, when we rock climbed together, I think he's jealous of me.
I understand the difference between our anatomies, and you're better at keeping yourself close to the wall and climbing, whereas I'm trying to muscle myself up, which is a lot harder.
Yeah, he's like, what's Shotokan karate? I've never heard of that. You can master it from home.
Yeah, this is not what I'm looking for, but normally $127
Get started
value,
for
I
free?
can get started now for free.
I mean, there's got to be karate stuff you can do on YouTube. I should start doing YouTube karate.
Oh, well, it's a bad idea for James. There ain't no way it's going to work out good for James.
Oh, well, speaking of, your lips all messed up because you got hit last night.
I was betrayed. Look at my elbow.
You mean you forgot to wear elbow
Look at my
pads?
elbow, and if you can see here, there's a big chop.
Is there?
Some broken blood vessels in there.
I don't see it.
Okay, well,
Maybe a little bit.
how about you stay kayfabe for once?
He gets really upset with me if I try to break his
You
kayfabe.
don't know the difference between kayfabe. I got lunch with some friends, got a sushi lunch with some friends, and the parking lot that it was in, I had to park a little bit away, but I was parked in front of a dojo.
Uh-huh.
And there's a sign at the dojo that said, open dojo, Saturdays, noon to 2.
Uh-huh.
And I went, oh, what time is it? Like, as though I was going to go in there. I was like, oh, how does that relate to me? I could just go into the open dojo?
I guess so.
I don't think it was for me. I think it may have been for some sort of other karate person.
James had a wrestling match last night.
I had a wrestling match
And,
last
he
night.
got hit
I
in
was
the face.
forced to team up with the untrustworthy, the deceitful Cody Prince.
I love Cody.
Yeah, well, you would. And I've already beaten him twice. And
He
so as
cheated.
punishment,
You punched him in the balls.
I think as
twice.
punishment, he probably went crying to the general manager and said, well, if I can't beat him, I better join him. And then he demanded to be part of my team for the MPW Double Dash tournament, tag team tournament. And I had no say in the matter. Something I'm going to be taking up with my lawyers in terms of my contract with that organization. Either way, I think the match was fine. I mean, he was having a hard time right from the get-go, but then if you'll be able to see it. I believe it's going to be on YouTube in the next day or so. As soon as I got in there, like, the momentum, immediate shift. And I started to take that fight back.
You kept, like, he would be in there and he'd be kicking ass, and then you would slap him on the back and then try to take his spot, and then you would start to falter. You'd be getting your ass kicked, and then you would run cowering to the corner and beg him to tag you back out.
I do not recall that. I remember there were several moments where he loses control. He misses an obvious opportunity to get the win. And then I will admit at some point there were times where I tagged him without our mutual consent for a tag, but that's only because he was in danger there. And so I got in there and I basically every single time I went to finish it, and there was even a moment. There was a little while there where we were in sync. He followed my lead, and we were in sync, and did some tag team moves together, and it should have been done. All he had to do was finish it with one move.
You behaved despicably last night, and Ray Rosas agreed.
What does Ray Rosas know? Okay, what does he know?
Shameful.
Cody kicked me in the face. There.
It was an accident.
Cody kicked me in the
That
face.
That wasn't from Cody.
Cody did this.
All right, enough talk about wrestling. Back to the
And now
back
this
to
Friday,
the Pee Wee Dojo.
he wants another fight.
Oh yeah, you guys are wrestling again this Friday.
Yeah, well, I just want to see how much this 1 hour adult class could
No
get.
joke. I've thought about taking karate just because I think it would be cool. People would not expect me to have some kind of like karate belt. So when I say like, oh, I have a blue belt or whatever, I got
I agree.
I got a brown belt.
Just do it. Oh wait, we've
I probably
established
wouldn't
we
get to
can't
black.
afford it. It doesn't say how much it is. This class that I found, but
Nick Scarpino, doesn't he knows karate?
here's BJJ.
BJJ, would you do that?
No, I'm not as interested in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because it feels like it is the pain of doing professional wrestling minus any of the showmanship. It's just two people hurting each other.
I see.
But I think it's very cool, and as someone who wrestled in high school, it's really satisfying when you like learn how to manipulate someone else or pin someone or do something like that. But I would say for as satisfying as it is to win a wrestling match, like an actual collegiate style wrestling match, it's 100 times worse to lose. Because you're like on your back going like, or pinned up in a ball and you're like, and they go, you lose, and now you have to shake the guy's hand or whatever.
What's this? You got an answer for it open here.
I do have an answer for it. I'm gonna drop. This is gonna be the last time I'm gonna bother you guys about this show. But I'm dropping the link in.
James has a lot of extracurriculars that he wants people. You're all about the live stuff now, huh?
Well, that was one of my
The
big
live
things.
comedy.
That was one of my big things. Is like I did YouTube for 12 years or whatever, and to varying degrees of success. But ultimately, like when you are successful on YouTube, say at my most successful, it's you publish something, and then you check, and you go, oh, there's a number there. Like people leave comments, and we were always pretty active on the Funhouse subreddit and everything. So you'd see conversation and there'd be discussion, but it's like a fraction of the people that are seeing it, and the number that it's saying have seen it is like kind of like meaningless. You know, it doesn't really. It's like not. It's
hard to quantify.
It's hard to quantify. But then anytime we would go to a convention
even though it is directly quantifiable because it's a specific number, but it's hard to
in my brain.
Yeah.
It doesn't get past my thick skull.
It's weird because like 500,000 people is a lot of people.
Yeah.
And imagining all those people sitting and watching your video is...
Well, like the largest stadiums on the planet or whatever, like 80,000 people, right? And those are obviously people watching all at the same time. But like then you have 500,000 people watch a video you did, and you're like, oh, that's kind of crazy, but to the point where now I can't process it. But then we would go and do a convention, and we would do like a ballroom, and there would be people in there, and it would be kinetic.
You like the energy of doing the live stuff.
And it's so fun doing the energy, like, doing live stuff. Yeah. And I really enjoy doing live stuff. Even like the wrestling shows that I go to, it's a very, very small venue.
I don't dislike doing live stuff, but I don't think I get the same sense of fulfillment that you do. Oh, JR, thank you so much. Been loving your guys' humor for almost a decade. Here's for bow staff classes and band-aids for James.
I don't think you know how much these bow staff classes are, JR, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
Nice of you.
I appreciate it nonetheless.
That's hey, maybe put that toward, I realized that an ice skating rink that I thought was closed is actually still it reopened, so I'm going to go ice skating soon.
Oh, that's nice. Ice.
You can come if you want, but you don't have to.
Yeah, I might.
You don't want to.
I might strengthen my ankles. But either way, so yeah, when it was like, all right, what am I gonna do next? I was like, well, I'd like to find a way to do stuff that's in front of actual people who are like reacting in real time to the stuff. So, a couple weeks ago we did our third Answer for It show. I'm sure everyone here already knows that. But you can still get the VOD, the whole live stream VOD, which also this one includes a pre-show with Joel and I, which is fun. We'll probably keep doing that from now on.
Huh. That's cool.
So yeah, if you do get it, you get access to the link that basically allows you to do it, and then make sure you don't skip the Joel pre-show because that was fun. And then you get the whole live show, 90-minute comedy trivia show, and yeah. But then tomorrow is when this link essentially won't work anymore, and then
Oh, okay. So the link that's pinned in chat right now.
Yeah.
This is the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
To watch Answer for It, the most recent one.
But we're trying to figure out a way to, because I'm trying to archive them to figure out a way, but that's
Maybe
like
we'll have a Patreon at some point.
a storefront or something, yeah.
And Amanda and Tommy from Smosh were on it. Ricky and Elliot from Internet Today. And Patrick Brown. And I were a team.
And you. Good answers from everybody.
It was a fun
the whole time.
show.
Very fun show.
Ricky and Elliot were just like on a whole other level. They were.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody was good, but yeah.
And it was like more people tuned in for this one than the other two as well,
Yeah,
which was
wow.
really fun too. So I know it's not, growth is never possible forever, but I like that more people were like, oh yeah, I want to check it out. Because we'd like to do more, maybe another one in April.
I just gotta get on it.
I also think it'd be fun to see if there's like other places. Every time someone will like leave a comment like, when are you coming to Ireland? And I go, when there's more than one of you that wants to see us in Ireland, would be really cool. But yeah, so that's that. What were you're saying something about Fred Rogers?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
No, I wasn't.
Thanks to Ellie for hosting the PBS vids.
Ellie. James knows I always want to be called Ellie, but never tell.
But never tell anyone to call me Ellie.
No, he won't.
Oh, okay.
It'd be so cute, Ellie, but. Let's see here. There's something I wanted to try to do, but I'm trying to figure out the right way.
Something you want to do?
Enter for none.
Señor y Señora Willems. Hugs from Tijuana.
Gracias. James, you speak Spanish.
No, I don't speak Spanish, but I've been trying to learn. I take my Spanish classes. That'd be on Wednesdays. My Spanish immersion classes. But I would like to learn Spanish.
How do you say learn in Spanish?
Aprender, to learn.
That's the same as French. Aprendre. It's not.
Why does French sound like there's like French is the language equivalent of someone falling downstairs, but like still running.
Something I've noticed about myself, I think because I've changed the way I speak since I've moved to America, like my accent has changed. I have a more difficult time saying things in French.
Oh, yeah. Because you have now you have a heavy American mouth.
Instead of this light Canadian mouth, it can be like, oh, apprendre.
But you hear how it sounds like someone's going like, ugh.
Yeah.
That's how French always sounds. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's someone walking like in a lean, trying to catch their feet.
We're going to buy a friend's birthday party, and I don't really eat gluten, so I'm going to bring my own gluten-free bun to this bar that serves food. Is that inappropriate?
No, I don't think so. Not in Los Angeles, at least. I mean, there's probably places you try that, you get yourself shot.
The option wasn't available to me, so...
Yeah, that's fair.
So I'm just going to ask for, like, the burger with the cheese and the fixins, and then slap my own.
Say, leave the bun. I brought my
I
own.
brought my own.
You should say, can you toast these up for me, boss?
I don't know if I have I definitely don't have a gluten allergy where it's life.
Like celiac.
Yeah, not celiac or anything. I don't know. Maybe everybody has some kind of sensitivity now, but I'm getting some allergy testing done soon because I've never actually been tested for allergies.
What do they say? You're allergic to me. Oh no.
You're allergic to home men.
Maybe we're pungent. What can I say? We're pungent. I think that I think I'm not a nutritionist, but I feel like there's certain foods that like if you don't eat them for a while and then you don't eat anything like them, you reintroduce them to your system, your body's probably gonna have a hard time dealing with it.
Yeah.
But I think for a lot of people, if you just continued that exposure, your body would probably adapt. You know, like there's maybe a world where you would be like, I'm going to slowly start reintroducing gluten back into my diet. But it might be, number one, if you can go without it, why not? Just if you feel better. And number two, like, yeah, like, why would you waste that time doing that?
Occasionally, I'll eat something that is very glutinous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I'll feel bad after I do.
Glutinous, not gluttonous. Okay.
It is gluttonous as well. I'll feel bad
Cheesecake
after
all the
I
time.
do, though. And then, but I just accept that.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple weeks ago, I ate an In-N-Out burger for the first time in, I don't even know how long.
A long time.
And
very long time.
It was incredible.
So,
it was incredible.
But was it like the bun and everything was just like, because you're used to inferior forms of that?
Yes.
Okay.
And I do like In-N-Out. I know it's so controversial. Don't want to start that conversation. I think it's a good burger, but yeah. Hang on. Let me check my thing. Let me see here.
Well, we got Korean barbecue, which, if you're not familiar, is a popular thing in Los Angeles, Southern California, where basically you go, you pay one price, and then they just bring you large plates of meat that you grill yourself, and then there's a bunch of sides that you can get, and we used to do it more often, but we haven't done it for years, but we did it recently, and the recovery time on that, for me, who is pretty good, doesn't have many dietary restrictions, was a solid 36 hours of just like my body being like, whoa. And these aren't new things that I don't eat, but it's something about the prospect of eating so much of it. And then also how there's a bunch of sides like kimchi and like macaroni salad and like glass
there's
noodles.
Always a potato salad where you're like, is this part of Korean?
Yeah, fish cake and all these things, and you have this plate. So basically what I end up doing is I make this like trough, like a piggy trough of stuff, and then meat on top. And then it all kind of becomes a thing, and I'm like, what must that look like in my stomach when it gets down there? Like, there's no amount of prep you can do to prepare your digestion for that. So that's just something. That's why moderation is very important.
Yeah. And Korean barbecue, like, it hits you either at 5 a.m. the next morning or,
the meat sweats.
Yeah.
Metal Max says, love Korean barbecue. Have you ever been to a hot pot restaurant?
I have.
All right, there you go. Question answered.
It was really good with Joey from Kind of Funny and some friends. And we had a great time. And I was saying to you recently we should hot pot.
Pigeon Studios, have you guys ever been to the UK? We'd love to have you. We also have some awesome stand-up venues in London. We've been to the UK once. We went out
I'd love to go back.
Inside Gaming.
Love to go in the summer.
Yeah.
Because we didn't go in the summer. Did we talk about watching Hard Rain on the last time we did this?
Yes, because we told them about the BTS, right? I think we told them about the BTS and about that town getting really excited about Christian Slater.
That's right. We did watch Flow, the animated movie about the cat, which was really beautiful, but I felt very stressed for the whole time because I was so worried about the animals.
I liked it a lot. I genuinely liked it. I mean, Memoir of a Snail is like one of my favorite movies of the year, and so I know people were talking about Flow being like another contender for the best animated feature, and I was like, no way, it's better. I do think I like Memoir of a Snail more, but Flow was really great. It felt like a video game. Like I kept saying, it felt like a video game. Like at some point, the camera is going to pull back, and then I was going to be the cat.
Yes, it did feel like something that you could potentially just play. Like
it would just weave in, and then you'd be like, oh, okay, I'm going to do this little sequence, and then it would go back in like a one-shot, like journey, or it felt a lot like that, which I kind of loved. I also loved how fidelity isn't necessarily the right word, but it was like it was like, this looks good enough. They like were confident that they were like, this looks good enough. It's the style. We're not going to go overboard, and it's not like about fur technology and stuff like that. It was very much just like this is plenty, and I completely agree. Especially with animation, I think people with computer animation get hung up on how intricate and like technical it can be, and then you're like, okay, all right.
What do you think is the best one-hit wonder song of all time?
I saw this Reddit thread as well.
Is it Blue? I'm
gonna say Spirit in the Sky.
That's what the top
Oh
comment
my
was.
god, that
How
top
did you
comment
know?
was that because he did nothing else?
Oh, Mark Morrison, Return of the Mac? Okay.
Was that a one-hit wonder?
Return of the Mac. Oh my god. I say that all the time like that. I go, oh my god.
I don't know.
See what else they've got on here. That Thing You Do by the Oneaters. It's The Wonders.
I feel like because there's some things where it's like, I guess they did have technically another song, but is it really? Like, I would say,
Tainted Love, Soft Cell. Pretty great.
isn't that a cover? No. Is Tainted Love
Right?
a cover?
Yeah, maybe.
It doesn't matter because they're getting probably banged from Rihanna.
Macarena. But I don't know that Macarena is a great song.
Yeah, I was gonna say because you're like weighing like, oh, this person came out, they hit a huge crazy song. Because I would say Scatman, of course, by Scatman. I'm the Scatman by Scatman is for sure one.
Walking in Memphis is on here, which is one of my favorite songs.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really, I guess, know that he didn't have more hits.
Originally recorded by Gloria Jones, Tainted
Oh.
Love.
I'm going to listen to the entire album that Walking in Memphis is on.
I Ran by A Flock of Seagulls. Does that count?
Didn't Flock of Seagulls have more?
That's the thing, though. It's like, okay, they did, but is anyone ever gonna play any other? Like, is a radio station ever
Not
gonna
now,
play?
but
Because like I'm sure there's other bands that are like, well, we tried Ace of Base. I saw the sign, or Don't Turn Around.
yeah.
I guess they already have two.
Cruel Summer. That's three.
Cruel Summer.
It's a cruel, cruel, cruel summer.
That's not Ace of Base.
Who is that?
Bananarama.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I believe so.
Have I been living a lie?
I think so. Cruel Summer by Bananarama.
Really? Because I have Cruel Summer song by Ace of Base.
Well, the one you just sang where it's a cruel, cruel, cruel summer since you're gone, leaving you here. So they just did a cover of Bananarama's.
Okay, but who did it better?
Bananarama did it better because Bananarama.
I don't even know the Bananarama version.
Yes, you do.
No, I only know the Ace of Base version.
Bananarama is the best version. That's the one when Karate Kid he goes.
I only know the Ace of Base version.
There's this show called Cruel Summer.
Pigeon Studios has the Pancake song.
Yeah, yeah. There's a Cruel Summer TV show that did not once play Bananarama's Cruel Summer.
Yep. And the actress from that TV show is in Hard Eyes that just came out.
Oh,
And
yeah,
she did a
you're
good
right.
she did a good job in that movie.
It's cruel, cruel, cruel summer since you're
Ace
gone.
of Base.
Leaving you here in my arms. It's a cruel, cruel, cruel summer.
You're gonna get a copyright strike.
Sorry, because singing it too good.
You're too good.
Bananarama's got great,
I watched.
great tracks.
I know that I've seen this before, but it came up again somehow, so I had to watch it. Rush playing Tom Sawyer in Rock Band when Rock Band first came out, and they went to the Harmonix office or whatever,
Oh.
and they had them playing Rock Band.
Uh-huh.
They failed. They got like 30-something%, but it's also just interesting to see them because clearly, it's their song.
Uh-huh.
Neil Peart, greatest drummer ever.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can tell he's getting frustrated because he's just clickety clacking on this whatever this drum pad is.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
But yeah, they're like, yeah, I think we're getting the hang of it, but because they have to learn to like not play their song the way that in muscle memory they play it.
Yeah, yeah. Singing would be the only thing, but even that's why it was never fun to do Rock Band singing on Expert because it was like there was no room for you to like embellish, right? Or like sing it naturally. You had to sing it like a robot up and down. Someone mentioned the Mike O'Hearn meme song. Isn't that is Is it the Night at the Rocks? What is love?
What is that's Hadaway, right?
I don't know if that is the Micah. What's the Micah O'Hearn meme song?
Wild Kyle, I love The Darkness. They're one of my favorite bands, so they are very much not a one-hit wonder to me. They have a new album that is coming out, I think, in like the next month or two, and they have a couple singles that they've released for it already. Tomorrow, Silverchair's another one for me where like they had, I mean, at least in Canada they had several songs.
We are. Wait, no, that's POD. What's
they had the year
we'll
2000.
Make it up to you in the year two. You know how I know that song? Because when I was learning how to edit, I taught myself how to edit by cutting together an anime music video using that song and footage that I pulled off of the CD-ROMs of Final Fantasy VII.
Famous Saggy, big love back to you. Thank you.
We'll make it up to you in the year 2000 with you.
Let me search Silverchair here.
What is love is the mic, but it's like slowed down or something. Way before it was the Night at the Roxbury song, it was the song from the trailer for Monkey Trouble, as you know, Elise. Monkey Trouble. Monkey Trouble.
Single, so yeah, tomorrow. Oh, Freak was a big one. The Door was a big one. Anna Song. I think I'll be listening to some Silverchair tonight.
The Calling.
Yeah.
They're one-hit wonder, right?
I believe so.
And every single time I bring up The Calling, the lead singer's name is like Tom Band or something. Tom Song or...
Pedro wants to know, are you going to finish your every Street Fighter playthrough? He's like holding out
with the World Warrior. Alex Band. His name is Alex Band. And I was like, well, what else do we spend? If I could, then I would. I'd go wherever you will go. Way up high.
So romantic.
Down low. I'll go wherever you will go.
I think if you were rich, you'd be in a band. You jam with the fellas.
Right, yeah. I would definitely spend more time playing guitar, that's for sure. But I was in a band. Don't forget, in college, I was in a band.
I know. I moved your guitars to the other side of the room
Kyoto
here.
Sex Wolf USA.
Did you notice that? Mika, Pigeon Studios, Mika had many. I loved Mika too.
Oh, yeah.
Life in
Mika
Cartoon
had
Motion.
albums.
It's a great album.
Albums.
Yeah, I moved your guitars over here.
I saw. Any particular reason?
I just felt like
You had to be productive?
No. I just felt like there was always a chair in front of this window, and it was just blocking too much of the window.
I'll just have to be mindful of it not getting too hot next to the window and warping the necks of the guitars.
That's true.
That's something I thought of when I saw it.
That's true. That's very, 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 very true.
Whoopsies.
Well, we probably need to go.
Oopsies. That's about enough for us. Someone's got to go get screamed at.
What do you mean?
I'm just kidding. I'm implying that I'm going to yell at you over the guitar stuff.
Oh.
Look what Cody did. Look, it's busted wide open. I got busted wide open.
You've blown me to bits, Lynn.
You've blown me to bits.
They've blown me to bits.
Kunk Book is really good, and
okay, you're just saying stuff.
I'm catching everyone up on the week.
I read a book that I really liked called
week.
A Short Stay. Well, it was more of a novella called A Short Stay in Hell. Anywho.
Oh, it's not gonna be a big thing, but I'm in on 40K Warhammer 40K lore. Feel free to send me cool things about Warhammer 40K
How should they send it
lore
to you?
on Blue Sky or Instagram. Search for, people are like, you got a dot in one of them. Okay, just search for James Willems. I don't think there's any other James Willems out there that's going to be wasting everyone's time on these social media accounts. I was looking for a book to read. Everyone recommended something that I always forget the name of, but it sounds like Isengard. but that book was way too big. So then I started with the graphic novel about Marneus Calgar, and I really enjoyed it. And then Rahul sent me a link to a YouTube channel that just does lore summaries. So that's where I'm at. It only took 40 years, but here I am.
40, more like 40,000
40K
years.
Eisenhorn, that's the one. So there you go. That's it. We're caught up.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thanks everybody for hanging out. We do this every weekend, unless there's something weird.
Yeah.
Something weird. We don't do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, James pinned the link there for the most recent answer for it. And that's about that.
That's about it. All right. Well, we'll see ya.
I'll let you guys know if I have allergies.
I downloaded that cabin horror game, so maybe next week Elise will play that.
Okay.
Oopsies.
I got mouthwashing
to do right now.
Ow!
Look what you did! Look what you did!
I got the game.
Look what she did! She did this. Look how bruised this part is.
Yeah.
This is the worst part.
Ugh.
That's a bruise for me. All right. Well. All right. Bye. Bye. Bye.